to know evil, to truth see. Unbelief we must reconcile. See, hear and speak. No greater cause than to let the secret of love's light lead. Unpause no more, open the truth and cry out. See, hear and speak. No blind light to lose your way. No deaf ear to truth today. No voiceless heart, let me hear you say, see, hear, and speak.
Welcome to the Friday reflections of episode 5 of the Being Human with You podcast. And the date at time of official release is the 15th of May, 2026. It's about the present. There have been references made to, which I think works beautifully, a gift. The present is a gift. And it's true. Every moment that we have is a gift. We have an opportunity as to what we do with that gift, and we share it. Had some wonderful comments. I'm really grateful always to the comments on any video content, music, in the future, book, whatever it is that I'm sharing, wherever that comes from. It's gratefully received your thoughts, your humanity, your way of being. And of course, within that, there are the expressions. There are your ways of putting things, which is fantastic. Keep them coming. So that's the polite request. Keep them coming. And one thing that comes to me, I think it was both Jill and Kim, who used the same word, juggling. I think I might have used the term juggling in episode 5 as well, with regard to this expression of multitasking. I talked about multidimensional. If you've not checked out episode 5, take a look back. But this thought of being able to simultaneously do a number of things, of course, at the same time, as opposed to this compartmentalized way that's often preached. You have to do this thing, then you have to do this thing. My view, my experience has been we can do multiple at the same time. Even when it comes to the spiritual phrases of being grounded. At times I feel that is actually used as a limiting mindset, a limiting way of keeping us in this thought of don't get too big for your boots, don't rise above your station, know your place. These type of messages that are indoctrinated, injected into the human consciousness. And I feel misused. Grounded can be the same. Presence can be the same. It can be a way of hijacking the multiplicity. There's a good word. The multiplicity of us. My experience has been this thread. So I can be both grounded and elevated at the same time. I can be earthly, if you want to use this phrase, and heavenly at the same time. I can transcend beyond this limited human experience. And just in case, but not to deflect, if anybody hears that as a religious statement, I know where it's coming from and I know it's not. That is an expression of being. I'm not looking to get you to sign up to anything. I'm not looking to promote a particular practice, way of being. The way of being is everything and nothing at the same time. That's how I feel we are. Ordinary and extraordinary. We don't need to try to be one or the other. We're both. So rather than trying to diminish or potentially minimize or maximize, we're both. So that's my feeling in terms of presence, the present. And this thought of juggling, I do feel from those expressions of Jill, Kim, it is this thought of there is some form of balance, of course, to juggle. There's balance. There's also an element of creativity, artistry. You've watched a juggler juggle. Yes, it is a physical skill, but the focus, the attention, the mindfulness towards what they're doing, completely absorbed, consumed in that experience. And that is us, regardless of how we arrived, how we're going to exit, how we've entered this world, how we've exited, or even before the entry. Was there a previous life? Is there going to be a previous life in the future? I don't want to spend too much time in this life concerning myself with a debate, and even worse than a debate, an argument, a conflict over that. It can be entertaining, but I don't feel it's engaging, and I don't feel it's part of maximizing our human experience, because we are here. We're here to get the most. So there's a little bit of a moving on of reflections of present. We are going to move into the future. I am going to start keeping the reflections fractionally shorter. Sometimes in that flow and with the energy I'm sharing with you and the energy I'm sharing of you, at times that can kind of go off into a fresh discussion. So we've had one time around the present. Let's stay with the present a bit longer. And with that thought, now here's another thought. So actually we're challenging now. Being present, being mindful is doing nothing. We've already challenged that. We've already reflected on the challenge. So we've challenged that because it's challenging. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with us. That's very much part of, at times, the toxic spiritual community. You must, the beach scene I gave last time. You must go there and only be on the beach. You can't do any filming. You can't create something that you're then going to use in social media content. You need to do this, and then you can do that. That I don't think that works for many, if any. So let's extend this thought of presence. How do you juggle? How do you juggle? We will use the word that Jill and Kim used. How do you use the word? How do you use the word? How do you juggle? And how do you juggle creatively? How would you like to juggle more creatively? What could we do in our lives that enables us to not only have to do one thing and be one-dimensional? If you feel it works for you, that way of being, you're spending a few hours on the beach. Now you're going to work or to fulfill your creative purpose, otherwise known as work. If you feel that works for you, I'm not prescribing opposite. What I am saying is that shouldn't be prescribed to everybody. It shouldn't be preached. You need to do it this way. My thought is, what about for those who do want to expand their experience to include as much as possible, rather than them feeling which is the prescribed way, the preached way, that you must stop. You must stop, you must do no thing, and then you can move to something. But for a period of time, you must do no thing, nothing. That isn't the right way of doing it. Certainly not the only way of doing it. So how do you creatively juggle? How would you like to creatively juggle more? Have you found in the past, so we're present past, have you found in the past that there have been times where you did have that as a way of being where you were more able to and or less able to? And what created the change? How do you manage to juggle now? So we're staying in the now. We will be going into the future in the future. But for now, we're in the present. But there will be, in conclusion of this Friday Reflections, because it is the 15th of May, 2026. I'm hoping, because at time of recording I don't fully know, but I have faith that it will work, the release of the album Oversoul, The Reform. I'm not quite too sure why, but I felt a real surge of emotion, energy there, probably because of the amount of dedication, commitment, effort, endeavour that's gone into the production of this 10-track album. The songs were previously released under the name Oversoul and the Architects of Passion. Why? Because I had that multiplicity creative view. At one time, I was actually releasing music under 5 different names at the same time. Now, I'm not criticising that at all. That was past. And it was wonderful, incredible, because I had this surge of creativity that was bottled for so many years by myself. I'd imposed restrictions. I didn't fully realise that at the time. That's why the passage of the past, the present and the future is so important. But one of those entities was Oversoul and the Architects of Passion. I then, of course, began to realise on a practical level, if nothing else, that in order for those messages to be exported, probably could think of better words than that, but that was the word that came to me, being transmitted, that's better, being transmitted out, I then would have to put work in to transmit those messages out, because otherwise known as promotion. Well, then my feeling came to me, those songs are strong and the messages are strong, and they're strong not just for me, they're strong for society. They're strong for indoctrinated, dogmatic, bigoted belief systems, corruption, abuse. And the messages within the album, Oversoul, The Reform, speak against those things, against indoctrinated thoughts like see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. These phrases slip into everyday thinking. The 3 wise monkeys. But when we think about it, I feel that's actually a very, very insidious way of injecting into the mind, turn a blind eye. And it can be used in that way. I'm not saying that's what its original intention was. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Well, we need to speak evil because there's a lot of evil things taking place. However, that's not the only message. So back to what I've shared before, rather than being one-dimensional, and all I'm talking about is the trauma, the tragedy, the pain on planet Earth, I want to share what we can do how we can build, how we can create, how we can shine, how we can use time. Those are messages of Oversoul the Reform. In all the time I've spoken about it, because I've spoken about these songs many times, either vocally or of course in a social media post, I think that's the most powerful I've ever shared. I've moved from me. I've moved from the inside of me. The inside of me still exists. And the inside of me, in many, many ways, is the inside of you. The inside of us all. So there will be a little bit of that in the outro as well. But let's focus on the present. Oversoul the Reform. Share with me. Share it far and wide. Listen. Comment around the music. Send it to friends. Private message. Why? Why? Because then the message gets out there. And when you listen to the album, and Inside of Me as well, they're powerful messages because they come from a place of my experience of cultist practices and cultist ways of being. And it's a large part of the system, society, cultist ways of being. It's not just the hallmark, the branding of religion. It comes into politics, education, social status, all forms. So the album questions that, as does Inside of Me. In addition, check out as well, and I want to share this song of the EP from Judea Gaze. I Want to Eat the Universe. I can't tell you about the happening of that, what you could refer to as a song. It's more of a happening than a song. Myself and Rob Fox, creators. Mark Walker, wow, created even more within that energy source that you could refer to as a song. I Want to Eat the Universe. So predominantly the present, Oversoul the Reform. At time of release, yes, I have faith. It will be everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube. But also, the album is on Bandcamp. All of the albums are Inside of Me. Judea Gaze, the songs, phase 1. It's a better place because we want you to support the creative projects because that supports the future creative projects. Not just in the sense of it means I can write some more songs. I'm doing that anyway, and I will do that anyway. But your support by streaming, preferably, download it, go to Bandcamp, you can purchase the albums. I'll put links in the description. Search Ray Coates, Raycoates. You'll find me everywhere. Download preferably. What that enables me to do then is recycle, renew that energy from you into the ongoing projects. And it's reform in terms of the human experience. I'm not representing any political party. I'm not representing any religious organisation, educational institute, no institute of any description. No belief system. Yes, we all have them, of course. If anyone drops that in the comments, yes. But the truth, the reality of being human, that's the experience. That's what I'm sharing. And I'm sharing it because I'm not doing it on my own. Become even more a part of this. So think about those thoughts, juggling, being creative with that multiplicity. How have you done it? How are you doing it? How would you like to do it more? Until next time, episode 6, we'll keep talking about the present and we will then move together into the future. Keep being the incredible human being that you are. Until next time, take care of yourself. Check out Oversoul the Reform, available everywhere. Bandcamp, download, stream, listen, share. Much love to you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Stay here and speak. No evil, you need to know evil to truth seek. Unbelief we must reconcile. See, hear and speak. No greater cause than to let the secret of love's light leak. Unpause no more, open the truth and cry out. See, hear and speak. No blind light to lose your way. No deaf ear to truth today. No voices hard, let me hear you say. See, hear and speak. See, hear and speak. See, hear and speak. Let your light shine. Wander down the narrow lanes that lay across the pathway of my innocence. Loyalty had shaped the younger me, but dawn is now closing on the year of defense. How can you gather the pieces of yourself once fractured? How can you heal a soul schism, move your mind? Truth's never really hard to find. From prison to eternity prison. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. Evolution, revolution, creation is it time? Follow the science, time's reliance. Is it flat or is it round? Money triumph, blind compliance is the research found. Follow the trail, systems rigged to fail. Time marches to its own sound. Time flows, hold it, don't waste it. Time flows, eat it and taste it. We are here beyond, in the moment gone, never lost in the throng. We are here, more than one song in a clock, our time to belong. We are here, we are here, we are here. Belong. Revolution, no control, constitution. Isn't it ironic how it flies? Weigh every moment amount, make every tick count. For time marches. can, but I'm gonna try. Let the surface erupt inside of me. I want to eat the universe until there's nothing left but me. Until there's nothing left but me. Chop down the endless conformity. Rebuild, renew, revitalize. I want to eat the universe. Spit it all out and start again. Spit it all out and start again. I want to eat the universe. I know I can, but I'm gonna try. Let the surface erupt inside of me. I want to eat the universe until there's nothing left but me. Spit it out and start again. Spit it out and start again. Spit it out. Spit it out. Chop down the endless conformity. Rebuild, renew, revitalize. Spit it out and start again. I want to eat the universe until there's nothing left but me. Letting go of years of hurt as I lift the veil. In a hall of mass lies, will my truth ever prevail? If you wanna join me in that broken room and know my reflected tragedy, then come take a deeper look at the real mirror of me. See through the glass to the other side. In a